See, he said, go. They're not there yet. Come down. He said, my feet are standing at our gates, O Jerusalem. See, you need to get yourself prepared before you go to the place. Get excited because God has kept me another day, Sister Gab.
That's right.
Huh? So somebody is weeping right now because they saw their loved one on last night, but on the day, early this morning, they see them, but they can't see them back. But you and I, we're still able.
Yes, Lord.
We're still able. So once you understand your purpose and the reason why you do what you do, all the way you've been hindered what you allow to hinder you. And that's when you have to grow. You have to grow.
I want to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
You said them people know it. They want King David. They talking about no Jesus no more.
Right.
They were they saved?
Yeah, these are the people of God.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
how to get out wishing God until wishing David?
Oh, boy, I'm glad I like you. That's all right. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Just like how folks are today.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
They go to church, they love the Lord, they sing on the choir as long as you sing their song. They don't get happy until they sing their song.
Come on now.
They don't feel nothing until they sing their song.
Damn right.
They can't jump up and say amen until they get ready to preach and nobody don't sit at them talking about, I must got to preach to the walls. But when somebody else preaching, what are you doing? You sitting there with your legs crossed over and with your arm fold up. Hello, somebody. Huh? And because nobody call your name out and they messing everything, well, you didn't call me and recognize me. I ain't coming to church next Sunday. Well, you may come to church, but you may not know you're there. Be careful what you say you're not going to come and do. You see, what I'm saying, when you go, you got to understand your purpose and your reason. And we have to be very careful because sometimes God will Satan will try to bring distraction in our midst of why we do what we do. And so now the people, they got so calm and everything, so they begin to get exposed to other things. You know that you probably never heard about a hat rally to somebody that go to your congregation, went to another church and they see them do it. And they saw them do it, and they want to bring this back here and say, now let us do it.
Pick it back out.
And say that's what happened here.
Yeah.
They begin to see how the other nation was ruled by man.
Other influence.
Huh? The influence. And now they still want to serve God, but they want to do it through by man. They want to look like the other people. And don't y'all know what Peter said? That we're a peculiar people, a royal priesthood. We shouldn't have to want to look like the world. We're different.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
So these same people here that God had took care of them, sustained them while they was in a strange land of Egypt. He brought them out the wilderness, put up with them for 40 years. Had to let the first generation die off. Still took the seed and so they can fulfill the promise in. This is the same God now. Bring me to the promised land. This is the same God as he brought me to the promised land. A land they didn't have to work or build or do nothing. It was already laid out for them. All that they had to do is be faithful to God. Now they come to the point, now he had judges to try to keep them in order, in line. And then now they to the point when Samuel come on the line, they say, okay, yeah, we know this right here, but we want to be like them over there. And all this right here now, you want to be like these folks here. And these folks was not godly people. So now look what this right here. It says that the 22nd verse, and when he had removed him, that means he had rejected Saul because of Saul's disobedience. Why Saul was rejected from, King Saul was rejected being king?
He did something that he wasn't supposed to do. He went in and somebody
Had the medium bring Samuel back.
That was after he was rejected.
That was something about coming in and trying to take over
He
the
killed the king.
Okay.
The priest. God told him to kill him.
Well, you
I
get
can't
that.
think what his name was, but
Hey.
he told him God told him to kill that king, and he instead of killing him, he brought him dead.
He kept that, but one called eventually went and killed him. He did do wrong today. He sinned, and he also did the sacrificial. Didn't wait on Samuel,
right?
And he did the part where the meat that the priest supposed to offer up.
He did that.
That's what a lot of people would say. That's the reason why he was rejected.
Was for disobedience? Disobeyed God?
That's right. the pride that he got up through there, and instead of killing him, God took him down. Okay?
Well, also, wasn't it because he got anxious and said, the people, they're ready to do this, and Samuel's not here, so I'm going to step in his place.
That's what I'm talking about. That's when he was offering up the part after the fore and everything that the priest was to offer up. Mm-hmm. And Samuel delayed, and that's when Samuel said, "Is obedience is better than sacrifice?" Mm-hmm. But Agag, the king that he supposed to kill, he did not kill, and God was displeased with him. That's what really got Saul rejected. Saul became greed, and he wanted to keep the best thing and everything, and God told him to destroy everything. Don't leave nothing. And that's what really got him that he wasn't able to go to the promised land. To continue reigning as king. Did y'all remember why Moses did not go to the promised land?
Because when God told him to
speak to the rock. Speak to the rock, not hit. And he smite the rock. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Disobedience.
He disobeyed. But the thing about it, if you read that again and read it slowly, he did do that. But the main reason why Moses didn't go into the promised land, because he did not sanctify God in the midst of the people. Go back and read it again.
He let the people did something he shouldn't have did.
No. See, when God told him, and I see why I want to let you know, God told him he disobeyed. Mm-hmm. And so, how he did, see what it is, the reason why he did not go, he did not sanctify God before the people. Now, what did he do that did not sanctify God and before the people? I'm just trying to give y'all the correct way how to say it. Is that God told him to speak to the rock to give water.
And he struck the rock.
And he struck the rock.
Okay.
And he said, "You rebels," and everything, because he got frustrated with them church folks.
Yeah, he did.
And so what happened, it brought the tension on that Moses gave them the water.
Yes.
Instead of God.
So he's trying to take credit for it.
So he did not, and you read on, you see, you got to be careful. At the end part there, he said, "Because you did not sanctify me before the people, you will not go into the promised land." It didn't say because you hit the rock. It said because you did not sanctify me. It's like that you didn't give me the glory of what I want to do. I told you to speak. I want them to see me in action. Mm-hmm. I just want them to see me using you, but I wanted them to see you being directed by Episcopal from top down. But no, you act on your own. And it did give water, but not the way God say do it. Y'all go back and read that. Y'all slow it down and read on that.
Well, I think about it, the people got on their nerves, so Moses knew when they started cutting up and make an odd thing, they kind of upset Moses. Yeah, I thought Moses' face kind of like slid a little bit then. I felt like I said, his face like slid a little bit. But you tell somebody get on your nerve.
You start speaking in other tongues.
Yeah.
We'll have to put some oil. We'll have to put some oil on you, sister. Okay, but no. What happened? Moses did not sanctify God before the people, and that's why he did not go. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now let's get back here. We left off at the 22, and then after he had rejected King Saul, then he said, "I have a testimony," and said, "I have found a man." Mm-hmm. See, look at this right here. The testimony, he have found David, the son of who?
Yes.
A man after my own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. I'm going through this slow because this is a good, all the book of Acts is good, but this is a good historical, and this right here will help with your theology of what you've been teaching in the Old Testament. Those who are preachers, teachers, Bible study teachers, Sunday school teachers, you can use this 13th chapter to sharpen up your true understanding of what do you know about the events that took place. Now, look at this right here. Saul was rejected. Now, God told Samuel, "Don't weep no more of these people." And it's good to go back to these. When you read each verse, go back and find that story in the Bible and read it and connect it with the 13th chapter. It's a lovely way to get your understanding and get more deep into it. He said, "Don't weep no more because these people are upset about Saul, King Saul." He said, "I found a man." And he gave him the instruction to go to Jesse's house. Y'all go back and y'all read the story. But anyway, David became the next king that who appointed?
God.
Okay, so we have people, and I was guilty too. I say David was the first king that God appointed for Israel. That is not theological correct. I was doing it incorrect. I did it. I used to say it. David was the first king that God appointed over Israel. Is that true? Maybe I'm wrong. I told you I'll say some things that it may sound like it's right. Am I right or wrong?
It would be Saul.
That's right. Saul was the first king that the people asked for a king,
And
God permitted and gave them King Saul.
Right.
So God did that. Now, King David was the choosing the first king of God's divine will that he chose to place over Israel.
See what you're saying now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, King Saul was a permissive will.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what a permissive will is? Okay. A permissive will is God will allow something to take place because of what you want. He allowed it to happen to teach you a lesson. A divine will is what?
Good God.
Yeah, the divine will is the way that God will have for it to carry it out. A permissive will is something God will allow you to do, even though he said, okay, I'll let you do it.
Like you do it now, he ain't permission for us.
Right, he'll let you operate in a permissive will.
Could have want to.
Right. Okay. Any questions so far? Those of you here are by phone. Okay. I didn't say a man after my own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. What do that mean that David is a man after God's own heart? Now that's an honorable statement. Can anyone explain that? If you was teaching that in Bible study? Anyone, that means those who are on the phone line.
If ain't David, if ain't God asked David do, David did. He obedient.
That's true.
David
What then? If that right there, then you're not gonna go too far in your Bible study, cause somebody. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Cause then you'll find what David didn't do everything that God said didn't.
Because David sinned a whole lot, but he...
All right.
He-
All right. Let's go back. No. We're not talking about the butt. Okay, go ahead. Excuse me.
He was consistently seeking.
He was consistently seeking. That what you're saying?
To do God's will.
To do God's
Yes, sir.
will? Well, how he was consistent seeking when he was looking at Bathsheba? Huh?
Yeah, he was then. She just got in the way.
If she got in the way, if she got in the way, his seeking stopped for a little bit. I'm just asking a question.
Because God had anointed him.
Well, God anointed King Saul.
Because it was his assignment.
Huh?
Because it was his assignment.
Whose son?
David. It was David's assignment from God.
Well, he had the will.
Well, King Saul had the same assignment for God.
But he wanted to please God. He had a heart for God. But every time he would always repent. But he knew he wanted to be,
do God's
will.
God's
Just
like
will.
we are. When we fall, we want to do God's will, and we seek to repent of and ask for forgiveness of it.
Sister Dawson must have had her conference from McDonald's. You own it right there. That is to separate when the thing is about that he's a man after God's own heart. Listen what it means. Listen, David, somebody say David. That's the noun, that's the character we're talking about. Was, talking about past tense. His gender, he was a what?
A man.
A man. After who?
God's
Own.
So it doesn't mean that David was a perfect man, but he was a man that, like some of y'all have said and what Sister Dawson said, in spite of what he found himself in, he had a desire to continue on to try to draw closer to the Lord. And see, that's what we have to look at one another instead of judging. We got to look at the intent and the desire of the individual. David had flaws. David had failed by the wayside. But in all of it, he didn't wallow in and say, okay, I'm through. He still sought after God to bring him through, to restore him, and to refill him. So when a person says, I'm a person after God's own heart, they're not saying they're perfect, but they say in the midst of their imperfection,